Guys, welcome to the Hustle and Hues podcast. It's your girl, F9. And today, I got my girl, Destiny.
Yes.
From a house called Hue. So Hustle and Hues, House of Hue, we partnering up today.
Yes, it is.
Love it. And I'm wearing her merch, you guys. Look at
Yes.
how awesome this hoodie is. I'll make sure I put a picture of it up online.
Yes.
Talk us to us about this piece right here, because, you know, I love the messaging.
Well, actually, it's a patch.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
But I made it bigger because people wanted it on clothes, so the patch is really small.
Oh,
so
okay.
all I did was, made the word bigger and just start putting it on clothes.
Yeah, it says being black is my superpower for those who are listening.
Yeah. I made that during the height of Black Lives Matter. A lot of my stuff came through the height of that.
I love that.
And yeah, that ruffled some feathers. But,
As it should.
but I said I don't promote my merch as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But I just try to make it custom to the sweatshirt. So usually people could buy a sweatshirt and just tell me what they want on it. And then I'll make them thread match.
Yeah.
So when I asked you your size, I was like, ooh, I have something. And it's a really nice hoodie.
It's so cute.
And it's soft.
And I was looking for something that was pink, but not baby pink or hot pink.
That's a mauve.
So, mauve. Come on,
the
colors. Come on, sis.
Yes, it's mauve.
Okay. So I learned about you through a friend at work who had been doing work with you. And I loved kind of like your mission and your vision, but, and I also really like the story of how you got started and how you help other, Black and brown entrepreneurs getting started as well. So for the viewers who are new to you and don't know what a house called Hue is, tell us about your brand and how you got started.
So, I'm gonna give my little nice pitch that I've worked on.
Come on, elevator pitch, come on.
All these cohorts I've been in. So A House Called Hue is a custom embroidery company that focuses on helping small businesses get started and brand better. So I got started with just making stuff for me. So I had a head wrap business. I used to sell hijabs and head.
Shut up.
So my original business was called Ushindi 22, which Ushindi means victorious in Swahili, and I was 22 when I started it. So I had a sewing machine. I was sewing head wraps, like Ankara fabric, sourcing it. And then I had a lot of Muslim friends in Florida. So I started selling.
Are you from Florida?
No, I'm from Atlanta.
You're from Atlanta. Okay, I was going to say, I thought I heard you say you're
that's
from
a whole story.
Okay.
Atlanta, Savannah, Jacksonville, Tampa, back to Atlanta.
Okay, so you're just all through the South.
Literally Southern.
Okay.
So I did that, and then I started wanting to make enamel pins. So I started doing enamel pins. I'm actually bringing them back. I just got back in contact with my vendor, and I did a Malcolm X pin. And
Like the ones that go in your jean jackets?
like the ones you had on, yeah.
Girl, I love them.
Yes,
I love them.
I had a really good collection, but money got tight. So because it's not cheap to make.
No,
them.
they're not cheap.
So I had to scrap them for a minute. But when I did that, people still wanted the design. So I was like, I could do patches. And then when I ordered patches, and I was like, I could do this. So I went on YouTube. Don't even remember this young white lady's name, but I saw her page and she had a sit down like on a table embroidery machine. Went to Michael's or Joann's, bought one for like $300. Come like beg my husband to give me the money to buy it, and then
the rest was history.
Literally, I just started making it. Then I was like, oh, I want to do clothes, but you can only do so much on the tabletop. So I went like through 2 or 3 tabletop machines, begged my dad.
And by tabletop, you mean like a machine that you put literally on a tabletop?
Like the one that just sit on the table. It only can really sew flats.
Versus?
Versus the one where you can forward load it.
Yeah.
So you can do clothes. It's not like you can't do clothes on those.
It's just harder.
It's harder, and it's easier if you have the front loading. So I convinced my dad to finance the machine.
How much was it, if you don't mind me asking?
10 grand.
Oh, Lord. Your daddy love you.
He owed me.
Oh, he did?
That's that's another story. That's a whole nother episode. So I was like, but Dad, I got it. Mind you, I already got my degree. I didn't want to go do what I went to school for.
What did you go to school for?
To be a little bit, originally to do sports management.
Okay.
I still like sports, but then I was like, I don't think I want to do that long term.
Yeah.
Then when I went to USF, I was like, okay, I think I want to go I want to work with the government, so either be a detective or something like that. Then Black Lives Matter happened. My whole mindset changed. And I was like, I can't go be a cop, but I'm already done with the degree.
Yeah.
So I finished it. So that's my backup plan because I can always go be a cop.
Yeah.
So when I finished that, I just was floating around different jobs.
When was this? When did you graduate?
2014.
Okay.
So I got my AA in 2012, moved to Tampa, and got my bachelor's in 2014.
I did graduate in 2014 too. Hey.
2014, and I'm glad I still went because I met my husband there.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, he gonna. I tell the story every time I see him. They were strolling.
Oh.
Never seen an alpha, and I was like,
him.
I want that. Who's that guy? And I'm new to the campus, so he was popular. He was the chapter president.
And you ain't know any better, so you walk right up to him
what?
like,
And people were like, "Girl, you crazy."
You better get in line, and you like, that's mine.
Because I already.
This is your man. That's mine.
Because I already like lived life by the time I came to school.
Yeah.
I was like, you know how people go to college straight out of high school?
You were a non-traditional student.
I was transferred. I had a job. I had a car note. So when I come down here.
We are an adult over here.
So I'm like, if I want it, I'm going to go get it.
Period. Come on.
And I got it.
I can only think of the meaning like that. That's mine. There's mine.
That's a whole situation.
Okay, cool. And now you have a baby girl. Mm-hmm. How old is your baby girl?
She's 3.
She's 3. I love that. What's her name?
Luna.
And
that's what kind of made me trying to shift gears. Because by the time I started practicing and making stuff for people, I got pregnant. Then the pandemic.
Oh, geez.
I had her right before the pandemic happened.
Okay.
But I was already getting busy. I was working out of my apartment.
Okay.
So by that time I was busy. I went from one machine. I told my dad, if you get this machine, I'll pay it off. I did. Then I convinced my husband to help me finance 2 more. So I had 3 machines in my apartment.
Your apartment?
We moved from a 1 to a 2 because, of course, a baby, then a 3 because...
You needed an office space or
another
something.
Another room, because so she wouldn't be able to touch the machines and stuff.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic happened and I was like, oh, crap. But my business it boomed because you couldn't order overseas. So people had to look locally, whereas before they were outsourcing a lot of things.
Oh, crap. Where people would usually get like fabric materials, patches in bulk from overseas, but now, dang, I need somebody who I can go pick it up from and you're in Atlanta.
Yep.
What was the time difference or the time span between when you got your first machine, because you're like, I can do this. Like, there's no sense of me waiting on, somebody else to do these patches, versus when you had 3 machines, 3-bedroom apartment?
2016, 2017.
So it was just a year?
Yeah, so like...
Oh, you was moving.
Yeah.
So you got your first machine in 2016?
Like the tabletop.
And then when did you get the 3 machines?
I had 3 by time...
The pandemic happened?
By the time Luna was born, so like middle 2019.
Okay. So you had your 3 machines. So 2 to 3 years. So what gave you the courage to actually start charging? Because I don't know for you, but for a lot of people that I talked to, even me, I had a hard time charging.
What do you mean, like up front, like, or just getting pricing?
Just getting pricing.
I still struggle.
Girl, you're supposed to be helping us.
No, for real. Like, that's being honest. Like now, I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to make sure that I'm not I always feel like sometimes people overcharge.
Yes.
So I don't want to overcharge, but then I get a lot of feedback from like my colleagues that I undercharge just off of the quality of work. Because then when you go and you look and you be like, oh, that's, that doesn't look as good as I thought it would. And then you find out how much they charge. I'm like,
the nerve of you.
And it's not to be rude, but I'm like, well, damn. Let me go back and go, why am I charging?
Let me go read through this website real quick.
Yeah, because I'm like, why am I charging this? But the original goal was to help people get started. So I never wanted to like overcharge. But now going through different cohorts and looking at your numbers, you just realize you're not saying you're not making enough, you could be making more. And and when I started changing the price, people still bought. So I was like, oh.
It ain't a big deal. It's a bigger deal in my head than it is to them.
And then it is in real life, because then when I started getting a lot of feedback, like, oh my God, that's a great price. I heard on this interview, if somebody tell you like, oh my gosh, it's a great price, then you're not charging enough.
Yeah,
because then it's like,
because they were willing to pay more, and
in their mind they thought they was going to pay more.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I put, I'm like, dang, that sounds like a lot. Like I just quoted a guy, and he emailed me back. He said, okay, send an invoice. And I was like,
dang.
And I was like, damn. But not in the sense like you want to you don't want to like push up the price. So you just like.
You want it to be work for them and for you.
Be competitive.
Yes.
And very much so when I look out and see other people, I'm like, dang, I'm really not charging enough. I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay. Do you do like masterminds or development or mentorships or anything like that?
I don't have a mentor, but I have done like 4 cohorts.
Okay.
And I just got approved for another one. I'm technically in one that is 3 years. And this one is 3 years too. So yeah.
Okay. What do you look for in a mentor? Can you tell us who you're in, whose cohort you're in?
Can I? Well, the one I'm currently in, I don't know about the one I just got in.
Okay, don't tell us.
But yeah, the one I'm currently in is with Emory. So it's their Emory Impact Investment Group. So
like Emory, the university?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They have a lot of cohorts.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have one called Start Me, which is, I didn't do that one, but my friend with the shea butter, she did that one. This one is new. So it's ran by the School of Business. And you got to go through this long due diligence process, which I realized a lot of people probably failed through the due diligence process because it was long. And it's a project for them. So the students are like scrubbing your business. When I'm telling you, like going through this, asking you questions, financials, all that, and they give you a low interest loan to use in your business, but you also get them for 3 years to like help you with anything in your business. So if they can't do it specifically, they'll connect you to another Emory school. So say you need help with marketing. Obviously, School of Business can help with marketing, but they have a communications side of the school that will kind of come in and help wherever you need it. So that money was used to pay off another loan. So now my payments went down like $200-$300 just by doing that. And
nice.
The other one I'm doing is kind of the same thing. We don't know if there's money attached to it, but they are part of Invest Atlanta and a part of City of Atlanta. So the money's gonna come. So
have you gotten any mentors or any masterminds from like other established entrepreneurs?
No, I don't trust them.
Oh, wait, all of the, I mean, I was about to say this is Atlanta, but.
Am I not crazy?
You're not.
Okay.
But I paid some people in Atlanta and it was 5 figures. And no, am I lying? 4 figures.
Yeah. Like the thousands.
It was thousands of dollars, but not 10,000, right?
Yeah,
I ain't get there yet. But it was really good value for money. I always made my money back. So I had just told the story actually a little while ago, I think on a previous episode, where this girl was charging $500 an hour. I said, I know you fucking lying. Excuse me. I know you lying. And I made my money back within 24 hours. Because of the advice that she gave me, right? And I had a client or somebody who was interested, and I was able to sell them, and I made my money back. I actually doubled my money. Okay. Within 24 hours.
See, that I would trust it coming from a person that did work with that person.
Yes, yeah.
I don't trust the ads, maybe because
You know what? Let me tell. Okay, so
it's just I don't trust it.
No, and I don't blame you because recently I was talking to someone. I was talking to somebody about like all of the. I don't want to name names, but there's people in Atlanta who are known for multiple 6 figures and all this other stuff. And specifically, I told someone that I told somebody who was like in that circle, I was like, I don't believe y'all. Like, it feels like it's full of shit. Like, so you mean to say that you have these Mercedes and these planes and this and that, but like when I'm listening, there's no like tangible way that you're walking me through. Not that I want you to give me your whole course up front. There's no steps, right? And not all of them are like that. That's one. But 2, I found out recently that they can't, that there's legal limitations to what marketers can and can't guarantee or can and can't say or can and, like, even in terms of like, people have made an average of this much money working with me. Like Instagram and Facebook are very particular about that. So I was like, okay, that makes sense, right? So even with testimonials, they can't be saying like X, Y, and Z. And he laughed at me. He's like, that's so crazy because to me, I'm the opposite. He said, if I see someone else that's obviously making money or whatever, and, I'm going to jump on it and see what they're doing. And I was like, I get that. But at the same time, like, I'm not dumb, right? Like, if you say you're doing Airbnbs, okay, I can understand that. That makes sense. Like, I may not know exactly the steps, but if it's just like, oh, I'm an online entrepreneur, what does that mean?
I think not to name names, but just thinking like, I think it mostly comes, like you said, like a tangible step. So like, to go back to your question, I have group mentors. So like, I'm in a whole bunch of like Facebook groups and I was in one called Brand Build Launch that helped me for a long time. The group kind of like died. Unfortunately, the lady who was running the group, her husband passed, so she was not as active, and the group kind of lost the touch. But I have the funds, and then I already convinced my husband to do the machine. I'm not finna go out and be like, I need $5,000 to pay.
I need to go some gigs, some business friends.
$5,000 because she said she makes money doing whatever. Like, I couldn't convince her, so I had to go find a lot of free resources. Yeah, and I made a lot of connections. So there's a lot of people that if I have a true question, I can ask. And then there's me and my group of girls is 4 of us. We all do embroidery. So now if there's a question about certain things, pricing, we do that in our little Facebook group. So I just never saw, I think now I would do it, but I have to, like, you telling me that someone did it for you is better than me seeing it on
Instagram or something.
I'm just not, something about, and I come from Jacksonville because I did live half my life in Jacksonville, Florida. I know a lot of scammers. And I know what good scamming looks
Floridians.
like. It's Florida.
She said my radar is a
Yeah, I know the headlines. Florida man, Florida woman. Like,
it's always a Florida man.
It's always a Florida man. So I think for me, I'm like, I know what good scamming looks like. And I know people can make the money off of selling the dream. So yes, you're making money. There's no doubt about it. The money's hitting your account. But, like, what are the results from the people who paid you? Yeah. So now I'm like, but I've been in, like I said, I've been in different cohorts. Yeah. All those were free. Yeah. So,
all the ones at Emory were free.
I've been in Emory, Our Village United, which is Dr. Key in the Village Market. PSC. Which
those are all local to here to Atlanta.
PSC, which is Invest Atlanta. I'm also under Invest Atlanta. I did We Atlanta, which is Invest Atlanta.
Listen,
so it's like, why would I go pay?
You know what? And I actually didn't know about any of those resources. And I think that that's a good message for entrepreneurs who are listening, because not all of them have. Like, I was lucky that I had $5,000 to, and girl, I was like shaking like a crackhead. I said, oh my God, please don't be a scam. Please don't be a scam. But it worked out really, really well. I made some lifelong friends. I made my money back. I learned a ton. Those things those PDFs and stuff, I still go back to them till this day, and it's been 2 or 3 years, right? But I understand that not all entrepreneurs are in that place. And so it's good to realize that there's actually, like, programs at your university or in your city that you can look for that are like incubators, or the Chamber of Commerce might also have stuff
I'm in the Atlanta Black Chambers.
Really? How's that?
That's good. I'm not as active as I want to be because I'm busy, but I'm on the email list, of course, because so I get to see the stuff that comes through. I make sure I follow them on LinkedIn. I stay connected. So it's like you said, if you have the money and you got to make some gambles.
Sometimes, some calculated risks.
Yeah, you got to make some calculated risks and some gambles. As long as you have some confidence in that person, like, there's people now I know I would pay money to.
Who? I want to know.
Well, one of them is Marty Woodard. I don't know if you know Marty.
I know Marty, yeah.
Yes.
We've been waiting on his course for...
I would give Marty the money. He actually, I had a situation, well, I don't want to say a situation, but I had a concern about some work I did for the Atlanta Hawks recently. And I was just venting on Facebook. He went under the post and gave me a step-by-step thing to do.
That's awesome.
And people went under there and just liked the comment because everybody knew.
They're like, okay, we can use this too.
But I didn't even know he sees my Facebook post, let alone to comment on it. Yeah. But that was very organic because I know a lot of the people that got mentored under him. So it's like, I've learned to just run my race because Atlanta is it's a really good space for business, but it's also a weird space for business. So I'm just like, let me just navigate under the shadows. And now people are starting to be like, okay, I recognize that. And I'm like, yeah, I did that. Like, oh, you did that? I'm like, yeah. Like, why
That's me.
Then why you say nothing? I'm like, it just works out like that.
Okay, very cool. So in your business, when was your first big order that you're like, okay, I can do this. I don't have to worry about having a 9-to-5?
That's a good question. I think I just took the chance. I don't think nothing really big came in until later. Because I stopped working a 9-to-5, when we moved up here, because my husband's an educator. So he got a job up here that was more, and we had a house in Florida. So we sold the house just about, I think, last year, but we ended up renting it out while we were up here. And I was doing Shipped. and Uber. I will always give credit to Shipt, not Uber Eats, but Shipt was great because we moved with my mom for a year, and she lives in Dallas, Georgia. If you're not familiar, it's up there, Hiram. Money.
That's all the way up there, yeah.
Yeah, but it's money up there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stay-at-home moms. So Shipt is just grocery delivery. So I would get up, set my schedule, because you could set your schedule for the day. I was making $700-800 a week.
Damn. Okay.
Delivering groceries.
So that was your side hustle to support your side hustle.
Because I had the first machine, we moved it from Florida and put it downstairs, and my mom let me put it downstairs in her little office. So as I started doing that, and Shipt started slowly, because I was getting busy, started slowing down because I was doing that, making patches and when I was selling enamel pens still. Then I think what really probably turned the tide is when I got connected with Corey
Arvinger.
Yeah.
From Support Black Health.
Yeah, I said, well, how do you spell his last name? Yes.
Arvinger. Yeah.
And then I did the All-Star thing.
So how did you get connected with Corey?
Probably through Miss Pam with Coils by Nature. I feel like that's how it would happen. But because he saw patches, and then he wanted me to do the patches and some embroidery on the hoodies for All-Star.
The NBA All-Star partnership.
2021.
Okay.
And then when I did that.
So that was you. Look at you, girl.
That's a whole nother story.
Okay, you're going to have to start telling us some of these damn stories. Listen
some
here.
of these stories they're going to look bad.
Oh, in a bad way. Okay, I thought
they're not bad. It's just that turned the tide on how I market myself. Because, and even now to this day, I'm still trying to figure that out, because you do a lot of work and you're considered a vendor and you don't get credit. So if you don't get credit, how does that help the business? You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because Support Black Colleges got the shine for that. Yeah, I had no idea. And I talked to Corey. So.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So but that helped me, because I still have those pictures in my phone, because I want to save them, because if you don't have proof that you did it, how can you say that you did it? Anybody can say they did it, but I'm like, I got the proof in my phone. I can show you I took pictures and processed, because I made all the stuff down to the stuff on the back of so the only thing that was on the front was Support Black Colleges, but all the patches, the names, that was all me.
Nice.
But I did that by myself, and that made me realize I need more equipment. Okay. So that helped me prove that I can get more equipment, because, you got to show money to get financing. And then when I did that, I think that's when people were like, oh, you actually do this for real. And I was like, yeah, but now I go back, I'm like, dang, I've grown a lot, because I could probably do an order like that in my sleep now. But when I first did it, I was like, because I had a baby. So you got a baby touching stuff and crawling around. I'm still at home doing this order. Okay. So I think that was the first big order. Then after that, I got...
what year was that?
2021.
2021.
Was it 2020 or 2021?
I think it's 21. I think you're right.
Yeah, 2021. And then when I did that, I got connected with a lady named Miss Shanteria. She has a company called Travel Divas. So she takes like Black women all over the world. Nice. Oh, it's really dope. That's on my list of like, I got to go on one of her trips. And she asked me to make patches because you collect patches for the countries you went to. Oh. So now we've been doing orders for probably going on 3 years.
That's amazing.
And she ordered 100.
Oh, that's good.
Now we're at like ordering 300 and 400 patches.
That's amazing.
So her business has grown. My business has grown.
That's amazing.
And now she just sends me like, hey, I need these 5 countries. So that's like 1,000
Now, do you
patches.
design the patches yourself too?
I can. Most of the time, people just give me
like a JPEG or a file of some sort.
Whatever they want. Her stuff is easy because the concept is saying you just change the country in the middle. Okay. So.
Well, I definitely have patches I need you to do because I saw what you did for the Atlanta Falcons and I was like, I want one. Shoot. So, okay. So I think you're so humble, right? And I love that. And you're so like laid back, but I'm still trying to figure out like, when did you sell your, because you really got into this business because you were frustrated from what you shared, that there was high quantity limits. Like, you know, for example, I really wanted to, for all of these interviews, I wanted to have my own merch, right? Not to sell, but just so I looked put together, because I'm always wearing a hoodie. It might as well be mine, right? Unless I had a guest who I wanted to promote like their stuff, like I'm wearing your stuff today. And I went to order it and they're like, oh, you have to order a minimum of like 20. And I was like, I don't need 20. It's just me. I'm not selling these. And it took me a long time to find someone who would at least do 12. And even 12 I felt like was a lot. But I was like, okay, well, I can get a bunch of different types of hoodies and try the materials and wash them and see what I like. But for you, because you start off for yourself, like, when did you make your very first sale?
My very first sale probably came on Etsy.
Oh, you went on Etsy for a little bit.
I'm still on Etsy.
Okay.
Etsy is like my side money. Like if the order come in, because I still sell the patches on there.
Okay.
And it's funny, I still, like I said before, I still have the stuff on my site. I just don't promote it. People will come back and be like, do you still make them? Like, technically I do.
So what's your bread and butter now?
Custom.
So people will come to you and say, like, I want a hoodie and I want it to be embroidered and I want it to say this. Or I want a patch that looks like this.
Yeah, pretty much. Everything's custom now. I'm trying to lean more into government work because that money is a little, I'll say not more consistent, but it's the same thing. So I'm leaning, I know it's going to be sad, but I'm leaning a little more out of clothing brands just because the workload and the money not matching up. So it's like, yeah, I want this going down the sleeves, this, and this. I'm still a one-woman show, but even if I had help.
You still what?
Oh, yeah, a one-woman show.
Girl,
People
how?
don't know that too, so I've been trying to work on making sure.
What do your hours look like? What's your work-life balance look like?
I work really hard on that. It's Monday through Friday, 9 to 7.
Okay. That's not too bad.
It's not horrible, but I try to tell people, so when people
Wait, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., that's a long day.
I'm used to it.
Monday through Friday?
Well, my daughter got to be at school at 8.
Still, girl.
So what
time does she get out of school?
5, but my husband pick her up.
Okay.
So I stay I try to leave by 5:36, but most of the time I'm leaving at 7.
Okay.
Just because I'm a person, like, if I have one thing left to do, I hate leaving it to the next day.
So you're at an office space now? Okay. When did you move into an office space?
21? The end of 2021.
So you moved all your machines out of that extra bedroom?
At the house.
Yeah.
Because I got 2 more.
Oh, damn.
Because I wanted 2 more. I wanted more, and then I got enough space so I can get 2 more, so I have 5.
So in just a few short years, you said you started this business in what? You said 2016? So...
Okay. 2016 was the head wraps and enamel pins. The House Called Hue was 2018.
2018.
But been in
and then
business,
you blew up, and then in the pandemic, 2020. Okay. So if you could go back, first of all, how do you feel like your turban and head wrap business went? If you had to, like, critique yourself, do you think it went well, or do you like, oh girl, like, that was a mess, but I'm glad I tried it?
I think it went well for what it was. I feel like if I would have stuck it out, and it's funny because if I would have stuck it out, I would have made more money because people started being super black. Yes. Black Lives Matter. I started that before Black Lives Matter. It wasn't
you
cool.
were ahead of your time.
You know, just doing ahead of my it wasn't cool to be like African.
Afrocentric.
Like, you had that group, you had that sector of people, but it wasn't cool.
And it wasn't mainstream. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
So now it's mainstream. If I would have stuck it out, and because I was doing I started making skirts and stuff, like, if I would have stuck it out and I didn't have to necessarily do the sewing anymore. Now I know what I know. I could have definitely had someone making those clothes and made a whole line out of it. So it wasn't like it was bad. It just phased out on its own.
Got you. You transitioned.
Pretty much. But if I would have stuck it out, I think it would have been, because now I'm looking like, man, I was doing that in 2016.
Yeah, you're like, I'm the one who started it.
Not everybody and their mama want to be super Afrocentric, which is great. But if I would have stuck it out, that would have definitely been a whole nother business just off of how being black was cool.
Yeah, I love that. So how do you feel like you as an entrepreneur have changed from when you first had the turban and the head wrap business to when you started a House Called Hue?
Now I'm intentional.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm like, the things that I release, the things that I do, I'm a little more calculated. Because when I started the business, I was just throwing stuff to the wall and seeing what sticks. I think I'm still like that, but now it's a more calculated throwing to the wall. Not just, I'm just going to do this and see. Because I was making earrings, I was doing jewelry, all of that with that head wrap business. But now, like I said, I phased out the enamel pins. Now I'm bringing it back because now I see where it has a place.
It has a place in your strategy. It's intentional.
It has a place now, and then I can, again, just put it up on Etsy. When I started getting messages on Etsy of people looking up the old orders, like, hey, you still sell this? I was like, all right, I can bring it back.
Yeah.
And then I can post it and just let it sell on its own.
With throwing things at the wall just to see if they stick, a lot of entrepreneurs have fear and they never start their business from, you know, the people that I talk to, because they feel like they have to have like a perfect plan.
Oh my God.
What gave you the courage to just try some and see if it works?
When I saw people just doing and it worked.
Give me an example. You don't have to name names. But
no, you know, I gotta withhold names.
No, because you know, I would see girls who were doing the ideas that were in my head years that I've had them sitting on them, and they didn't even execute at the level that I was thinking. I was like, I could have done better than that. Like, I could have had more sweat. I could have done it. You should have done it like this. And then when they were doing it and were making money or successful, I was like, okay, now I feel some kind of way, right? Was that the same situation for you?
Pretty much. Because one of my friends, I argue with her about this all the time, and I told her it's because she's older. I say you're older in your sense of like, you still corporate, because I'm 29 and she's in her 40s, so I'm like, you still operate in the mindset of like everything has to be A, B, C, D, and I was like, you can't. And we always talk about millennials. I guess I'm a millennial. I don't know where I'm at.
Okay,
but I was like, the great thing about us millennials is like we saw our parents and our family do all these calculated things, and we like, man, I'm just gonna try it out. Because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you can't say I didn't try.
Yeah.
So now I told her, when it comes to certain business stuff, you don't even know until you do it. Because you can have this calculated plan and it doesn't go how you want it to go. But now I think that's why my brand is what it is, because people have saw the transition. Like, if you scroll down far enough, you'll see a hair wrap or two, and I archive some of it because I didn't want to delete it. You'll see enamel pins. You'll see like my very first patches.
I saw some of the enamel pins, and I went on the website like, ooh, where look? Because you know I like those.
Yeah, and then that's why it's like you see it, but I think the growing part is what gives the brand loyalty. Like there's a business I saw, she had met with a celebrity I had did some stuff for. And I was like, dang, I remember when me and her both started business around the same time. And I'm just seeing how she's grown. But now that's why she has those loyal followings, because you saw the ups and downs. But I told her that's a part of the brand story. I think we get so caught up in like having the brand image and everything has to be, the color scheme has to be the aesthetic. I think, but I'm the person that also goes like, you'll see my brand like occasionally under the shade room making comments.
I did see that. I was like, what is she? I said, she must not know what account she's on.
No, I do.
She's like, it's intentional.
It's very.
Okay.
But I know what to say under the account. I'm not going to say nothing
crazy.
I'm not dumb, but I'm just going to be like, I told like, what somebody called me? Like the hood's embroiderer.
Jeez.
Because it's like, if you see other embroidery companies, they're very like, all they post is just the content of them doing the embroidery. They're not, she's like, you run your page like it's you. And I'm like, but it is
But
me.
it is me.
And if I get employees, it's still going to be the same.
And it's authentic. I love that.
So it's like, you'll see me like, why are you under these people page commenting?
Talking.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'd be on there more than my personal page. So
Now I have something to say. So y'all gonna hear me.
So I think that's what makes my brand look different. It's funny. I thought I was gonna not get certain customers but I think that's why they come to the page.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think so. We were initially talking about is like being confident enough to just try some stuff, even if you're not sure if it's gonna work, and knowing that there's always, you can always go back to the status quo, but at least try it. But then also, I love how authentic you are. Especially in a time, at least in the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey, where being Black was not as cool, was not as trendy, and then being able to ride the wave of the Black Lives Matter movement. How did you? Let me take a step back. Did you find that you went from that you got more and more emboldened in your designs and in your quotes and in your patches, like as you got more confidence?
Yes and no. I'm not as bold as I see some people are now. Like, I think going through that and trying the different, like even that being Black is my superpower did well. And then I have a homegirl. I do stuff for her, and her stuff is like super bold. And then I was like, should I even post this to my page? And I posted it, and I was like, oh well. And her stuff is like, what was the one hat that got so many views? Oh, it said good P energy on the hat. And
it's really out there.
It is, and it's pink. And I was like, oh, I'm not going. It's on a cheetah hat. It's very like bold. And I posted it, and then her other one was like, manifesting multiple streams of income and orgasms.
Oh, okay. Sis is about that life. Okay.
So when I posted, I was like, man, it's going to deter all the like corporate stuff. Nope. So like I was just like, well, if I come out with something else, I'm gonna make sure it's bold. So now anything I do for her, I know I'm gonna post it because it's gonna probably be something outrageous. But I think, it's like it works for our brand. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and that's about being intentional about who I work with and collaborate with, learning to say no.
Yeah. Well, did you find that was hard to do? Like, does that get easier with time to be more authentic and more yourself in your brand?
At this point, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't give.
So you're like, if you don't like it,
why are you here?
What advice do you have for entrepreneurs who feel like they have to, because I think even in our personal journeys, a lot of Black and brown entrepreneurs feel like, you know, we got to be professional, and professional doesn't mean Black, right? And I think slowly the culture and the climate is changing. But for those who still feel like, no, there's a lot of white competitors in my space and I need to be a little bit more buttoned up and I can't be as free as I am with my friends and family, like what advice do you have for them?
Well, the first thing I'm like, who gives a fuck about them? But I think it's about knowing who your audience. I know my audience. Mm-hmm. So my audience they expect that from me. They'll probably think something is wrong if I started posting very button-ups. Like, you all right? They'll probably DM me, you straight? Because if you go on my...
Blink twice if you need help.
Literally, because my IG stories are... It's funny, because if you click my IG stories, they're not... I post stuff that I'm working on a day, but like I'll post something funny I've seen on the internet. So I think it's just knowing who you're trying to target. Now, if that's your target, very high, clean, white brow, like high level, then of course stick to your aesthetic. But you can't be fazed by someone's opinion. Everybody's gonna have an opinion. Like even thinking about like, okay, Sierra's clothes, right? That she wore. I wouldn't have wore it. But it was like 5 other people that wore the same outfit. Why y'all picking on her? Mm-hmm. Her husband let her walk out there. She's comfortable in that. Like if she was cared by everybody's opinion, she wouldn't be
worried about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's where innately we want to please everybody, and you can't. Yeah. You can't please everybody. So find your audience, and trust me, they're out there. Yeah. Like the brand I'm talking about with the hat. Mm-hmm. She has an audience, and her brand is. I think her tagline is culturally ratchet.
Oh, that's appropriate. Mm-hmm.
And it works.
It does.
Very busy.
There's a solid community of people who are like, fellow ratchets.
Yes.
I'm with you.
And it works.
Let me buy it in 3
She's
colors.
She's educated. She has a degree. I'm educated. I have a degree. Like it doesn't, define. You just got people who, she's like, I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna wear this. Mm-hmm. And she has.
Yeah. I think that's another cool thing about the internet that I'm leaning more and more into. Like, if you are 100% authentically yourself, not like trying to be somebody that you're not. And I think all of us fall into that at one point or another, just by happenstance, right? But when you really find the courage to be yourself, there's 100% an audience who's waiting and looking for what you want to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it could be challenging, especially if you're the first. But if you're the first, that's all the more reason. If you don't see what you're looking for, it's all the more reason for you to kind of go out. Just like you did, like literally how you started your business. You wanted to be able to get custom content or custom merch with low quality limits. Like you didn't want to buy 50 hoodies or 1,000 hoodies. And now that you're able to kind of get back to other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and now it makes it, I don't know, it kind of makes it more comfortable in my mind, like, of my longevity. So like I still get the questions of like, can you just do one? I'm like, yeah, I can do one. It's not the price of 10 because of course the price have a price break, but I can still do one. And I've learned to kind of navigate that. If I do that one, I've learned most of the time they're gonna come back for more.
Ooh.
So I give away a lot of stuff. And people are like, I'm like, because I'm planting a seed.
Come on.
Because you're gonna be like, dang, I did like that one.
Like strategic.
That's also how I market. So I make stuff. What I just sent off, I sent Lovey, because she has that troublemaker. I sent her a patch. And I went on Facebook. I said, somebody on here know Lovey. Somebody did. Got her address for me. I sent it to her. She don't even got to post it or say nothing. She messaged me, was like, I got this patch. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to get more. Planted the seed.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot. That's how I got Slutty Vegan.
Okay. Wait. Talk to me about what you did with Slutty Vegan.
I made a patch. I saw her logo.
Oh, did you do her? Oh, the bomber jacket. That's right.
I also didn't get credit for it. I'm learning that, but I didn't care about that because what happened, I do still care, but I didn't care about it at the time because I made a patch and then I posted it. And I was like, oh, I love this logo. I made a patch. And I got connected with Ace, who works closely, who was her DJ, works closely with her. Somebody DM'd me. I don't know if it's Ace or not. I need to ask her. That was not her who sent me an initial DM. They was like, oh, we love that patch. We like the file. It looks better than the file we have on our polos. Can we have it? Should have sold it to him, but I gave it to him for free. And I was mad at myself. And I was like, damn, my husband, like, why you get that to him free? Did you let them pay for it? Because I paid to get it digitized.
Yeah.
Months passed, and they came back for a patch order for the stores. So I made, like, shoot, I don't know how many patches I made. It sold, like, you see on the website, you'll see all the patches, and they're sold out. Then came back for that jacket. And then I did some other little projects with them through some other people.
I think I even sent you that photo, like, oh my God, can I have a polo jacket like that? It was really cute.
And then but that planted that seed. I did that one patch. I have a list of people that I'm going through.
Okay.
There's another person that I'm gonna make a
So you should be sliding in the DMs, just sending them stuff, shooting your shot.
I don't even slide in the DMs. I post it. I make it and I post it and I tag them. And
then you ask your audience to tag them too? Okay, cool. So you gonna see my work.
Pretty much at this point. It's a dentist that I want to make his make a patch or a polo for him.
Okay.
He's getting popular. Okay. He's in Atlanta, so he's seen me comment, but I sent him a DM, he ain't answer. I was like, don't worry about it.
You're gonna see it eventually. You're gonna be like, oh dang, she messaged me 4 months ago.
And then you're gonna be in Atlanta, I'm gonna pop up, hey, give this to that. Give this to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
We gonna meet, we gonna hang out.
Oh yeah, I got like a list. I'm just gonna go through I said when I like slow down or get like that downtime between orders, I just make stuff and post them like, y'all look at this cute.
Yeah.
Tag them.
So with this, so first of all, I'm hearing a couple of things that have helped you become successful. One is like fearlessness to like just try some stuff, right? 2, it sounds like you also are very comfortable with changing your mind and being fluid, right? And then 3 is, having a giving spirit about you, knowing that what you put out is going to be even, you're going to receive even more than what you give, right? Where did that spirit start from for you?
My grandparents.
It's always the grandparents.
I was because my mom was a single mom for a majority of my life, so I was raised by like my cousins, my aunts, my grandparents.
Yeah, like a village.
Pretty much, and they all stay in Atlanta. So I was like, if I come back to Atlanta, I know I'm straight. Which I say that's how God works, because I was scared to have a baby in Florida because my mom had already left, and I ain't really have nobody in Jacksonville anymore. Then boom, get back to Atlanta. Whole time married, no problem, like never, no scare, nothing. I get back to Atlanta, boom, pregnant.
That's crazy.
But now I have a village. So I see them, my family, I come from a family of hustlers. I always say I don't know if they business owners, but I know they hustlers. Because some stuff may not be 100%
legal. Never
drugs, but like just things that we do. But I've seen my granddaddy just gives, like, he'd be like, don't worry about it. And it's going to come back. I don't know, like, I'm not gonna, as long as the certain things in the house are taken care of, I give stuff away, especially if they help me. Like, I just gave some patches to Miss Iwi Fresh. I don't know if you're familiar with the brand. Miss Yolanda just passed away. I want to say it was breast cancer. Don't quote me, but I know she just passed away. She was sick before, and her brand was based off of when she was sick, she had to go get a lot of natural ingredients, because you want to change your lifestyle. So her brand is fresh products from food. So like cucumber face mask, carrot, turmeric, things like that. So she has a spa in Castleberry Hill. So when she passed, I made patches they can give away at the homegoing ceremony. And I'm like, y'all don't owe me nothing, because Miss Yolanda was one of the people who ordered from me in my beginning stages. Oh. When I told her, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, girl, just try. So like, why would I not give that back to her? And I don't know. I give stuff to people because you're going to come back. Or they be like, who made this? Oh, House Called Hue made this. Even if you don't order something,
somebody else going to. I love that.
Got to plant the little seeds.
And then just not think about it, and then they'll come back.
It will.
I love that.
It will.
You have like a very effortless feel about your business. a lot of entrepreneurs are like struggling, and not to say that you got it easy, but like, where does your, like, do you feel like you have a sense of peace in your business?
Yeah. I feel like at this point things are kind of running smoothly. I'm having growing pains, but it's not like it's bad. That's why I was mentioning before when we were saying like I'm switching my business model a little bit so I can keep the work-life balance. Like, although I love helping people get started in their clothing business, I'm gonna probably make that more of a consulting thing because I know how it can get done. I know vendors. It's not my space to help you with that anymore because like, yeah, I can do these 20 hoodies, but they got 30 different placements, or I can do these 300 left chest polos for the city of Atlanta.
Yeah. And then go home to
and go home and relax.
Yeah.
But I can consult you on this part because I can say, hey, these are vendors. This manufacturer does this. This has this. I can make that one for you so you can take it and be like, this is what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
Rather than, because I can't be your manufacturer. Even if I get help, that's not even where I see my business. I see myself as like a community space. That's my future goal, to get a house. Hence the name.
Yeah, I started. Oh, wait, was that? Okay. Run that back. So you want to build a house.
Like get a house, like a commercially zoned house. If I can get a basement, that'd be great because then all the stuff will be in the basement. Then upstairs is more like a event center, consulting. People can come and have events. We can talk about different things to do.
Like to support other entrepreneurs.
To do it with apparel. So that's the future goal. So I never saw, at first I was like, oh, I want to be like this big conglomerate of having 30 machines running. And then as I've worked through, I'm like, oh.
I don't think that's for me.
No, I don't think that's for me. I think I have my set customers at a certain point where that's a consistent income. And then I consult people, make money off of the space of providing space for people. And then, have a side hustle of, I don't know, breeding dogs.
Breeding dogs, girl. What?
French, you know how much French bulldogs go for?
I know, but you don't seem like a dog person.
I ain't. But I'm going to go get, I like dogs, but I ain't say I was going to do it.
You're so funny.
Or go get an Airbnb or some extra.
Something
else. I think once I met people who do that, I'm like, y'all look stressed out. People stressed when I was closed for a week on my vacation. And that's when I realized, oh, I definitely can't do it because I want to be gone. When I'm gone.
Bye.
I'll be back, y'all.
Okay.
And I can't do that if
it's just you.
Or even if I just have, if I feel like even if I grow.
To that place, where your business become a chain, golden handcuffs.
And I'm like, nah, because if I say I'm on this cruise, I'm gone.
Right.
So I need to figure out that. That's
your next step.
Figuring that out.
Okay. What year do you see yourself building your house? I can't wait to see the design on the outside of the house.
Well, I just signed this lease, so 3 years.
Okay.
So I feel like this is my last time renting.
Ooh.
So I'm giving myself 3 years to figure this out. Atlanta could be becoming so expensive.
I wish I would have bought when I first moved here in 2016. Yeah. Girl.
My first house in Jacksonville, Florida cost $117. A 3-2. You know how much our mortgage was? We will never see that
ever again.
It makes me cry every time I think about it. Our mortgage was like $700.
My rent in Atlanta when I first moved was like $675. 900 square feet. No, was it? 800 square feet.
That's great.
Never see it. Ever again.
Never. I don't even want to say what our rent is now. And it's so, and you can't really move because you're not going to get nothing
the same.
Cheaper.
Yeah, you're already locked in. You're like, I'm going to just stay
here. A 2-bedroom is what we're paying for a 3. So every time we look to like, maybe we downsize because we technically don't need a 3-bedroom no more. The price is the same. I'm like.
For what?
That's why I'm moving to Colorado. Open up a weed shop.
Stop it. You are not serious. She said, well, the way these prices are, sis.
I've been in Denver. I like Denver. That was chill.
Really? I've never been to Denver.
It's great.
I've been through the airport. You said what?
Everybody's high.
I can't do what you everybody's happy? Bro.
What? It's freezing in the winter. So you got mountains.
Girl, you are not about to move to Denver.
The mountains. They have legal weed. It's a very chill state.
You're going to be doing weed patches all day.
Yeah, sure. I sure would. All right, look. You think I'm playing, man.
How many you need?
What? I'm going to go there and just sell weed paraphernalia.
Until that first winter. Then you gonna
I love the cold, though.
Shut up.
I don't like
What
summer.
kind of Southerner are you?
I hate the South. The South's weather is like, it's so hot. Georgia, at least Georgia has seasons.
You get 4 seasons.
Florida is hot and not as hot. And then hurricane.
Yeah, basically. Hot, less hot, hurricane. You get 3.
Yeah, that's your 3. You're going to hurricane and you got to worry. Most people in Florida can't swim.
You can't swim.
I can tread water.
Okay.
But most people I know in Florida
For me,
really
treading
can't.
water is harder than, when I was learning, treading harder was much harder to learn how to do than swimming underwater.
I tell people I can survive.
How long? 10
And
minutes?
look, I ain't gonna lie, if it's between me and another person, people be like, I'm gonna survive. I don't know how
You're a mess, girl.
I'm gonna survive.
Okay.
So like, yes.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of survive, right? Like you have this thriving business. It's just you, but you're a mom.
Oh yeah.
How do you do? No, yeah, girl.
Yes.
How do you do that?
I mean, I have a great partner.
Okay.
I feel like that's the best thing that happened is that she has a very active father.
Okay.
I'm the mean one.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
No, just kidding.
I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, damn, for real? But yes, yeah.
You just look like you a mama who don't play.
I realize how much patience I do not have.
Uh-huh.
And that's the beauty of the child.
Got you.
Making you be a better person.
It's an adult making machine. Marriage and children it'll grow you up real fast.
And because our relationship is very chill, like we don't even be bothering each other. Like we'll go, I don't know, we're just chill. So she's just like the one that comes in like stir the pot.
Shake this shit up.
Yeah, don't just stir the pot. Y'all too quiet in the house. Let me go like hit my head. Yes, let me go hit my head on something so I can start some stuff. But no, she's just a good mixture of us. She's very smart. Mm-hmm. She's very intuitive. Like she pay attention. So even now, this 3 stage, they start paying attention. So we got to just watch our words, watch what we saying. Mm-hmm. And now she's going to school. I think school is just what scares me the most.
Really?
And he's an educator, so he already knows. He teaches
11th
and 12th grade.
What subjects?
History.
Oh, okay.
History, civics, like in that space. Mm-hmm. So I think just worrying about school.
Yeah.
Because education is just...
It's a joke.
It is so... It's
very much ghetto. It's very much given our youth are screwed. But like, how do you juggle it all? Like, are there specific things that you find that help you out as a mom?
I'm in a lot of mom groups. I'm in a lot of groups.
I see that. It's a trend in this,
Yeah, I'm in a lot of groups. Facebook.
House Called Hue /groups.
Yes. I'm in a whole bunch of like Facebook groups, ask questions. I'm not afraid to ask questions. I'm a Googler. My Google history.
My Google game is strong. ChatGPT. Are you on ChatGPT?
No, what's that?
If you love Google, ChatGPT will blow your mind.
I'm listening, but then every time I hear somebody talk about AI, all I think about is
iRobot?
No. I think about Smart House.
Listen, there's been some of those situations where they had to turn off the robots because they're like, I don't want to work for the Bing team anymore. I want the nuclear codes, and you're going to have to answer to me. I was like, no.
Every time I think about something, I'm like, Disney was telling...
They were telling us ahead of time.
Like, Smart House, I'd be like, this sounds great.
Try it. You know what?
I think I'll like it just off of the stuff like, I said the cops should not go look at my Google. I'll be searching like, what did this serial killer do? Not because I want to know, but because I'm a documentary person. So I watch a lot of history documentaries.
Like the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary.
Oh
you
my
watched that one?
Yes. So
I saw one episode. I said, hell no, turn this shit off.
So then I'm going in and being like, what Jeffrey Dahmer? And I'm like, this is going to look weird if somebody ever, but I'm a person that likes a lot of information. So I like that. And because I like to just find, I don't know.
You're curious.
Yeah, I have a lot of random knowledge about stuff. I was watching this show on Hulu called History of the World, Part 2. I didn't know there was a Part 1, obviously, because there's a Part 2. Okay. Part 1 was made in the 80s, but it's sketch comedy, but it's about real history. And they were talking about, Lawrence from Insecure? He was playing Jesus in one of the episodes.
What?
It was funny.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know the story. I said, dang, I wasn't listening in church. I didn't know how... I really wasn't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was, but I wasn't. I didn't know... I know who Judas is. I didn't know what Judas did.
Okay.
So I was like...
what? I can't talk because I don't know those biblical stories. There's a lot of Quranic stories that I don't know, so I should not be laughing at you.
No. Basically, Judas, if you heard of Judas, he's anybody say you're Judas, you're a betrayer. Obviously, he's a betrayer. I didn't know how he betrayed Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He betrayed Jesus with a kiss.
A kiss?
Yeah.
Really?
So in the sketch, it was like making fun of like how the Romans, like, how are you gonna identify Jesus? They didn't know who he was. They knew, they kept hearing this person being this figure, and he was like, "Oh, just give him a kiss on the cheek, like you know how you dap somebody up and you like do the left,
you
right."
greet him, yeah.
And I was like, "Why do you keep talking about a kiss?" So I Googled, "How did Judas betray Jesus?" And it was in the Bible. It said he gave him a hand and kissed him on the cheek, and that's how they arrested him. And I was like, well, damn, I learned something from a sketch comedy show, and I'm like, look, that's how I Google. That's the random stuff in my Google.
So you watch documentaries too?
I'm a big documentary person. I don't like movies for real.
I love movies. My husband likes documentaries.
I'm a documentary. My husband loves movies. He'll watch it. I'm like, what is this?
But I'm a YouTube junkie. I don't have any other, like Netflix we have because of like our phone, like it's free. But like we don't have HBO. We don't have any of those things. We don't have cable at all. But I do have like the best YouTube top subscription, like ads what? Like when I watch somebody else, his account, like it'd be like, ads interrupt. I was like, what the hell is this? Ghetto.
I have YouTube Premium. I have Hulu. I think they did like a Hulu, YouTube, Google something
like
combo.
A bundle or something.
I have Google Workspace, so I pay for that, and then Netflix. But we share account. Ooh, let me not say that. My friends let me borrow their passwords.
We're gonna strike that out. You watch with your friends.
I watch with my friends
without your friends.
I do watch at home without my friends because we are watching a particular show. That's how I got HBO.
Yep, yes, ma'am. You're a best.
So that's what we,
What do you do outside of your business for fun? Obviously, learn biblical stories. What's your favorite place to eat?
I don't have my favorite food. Top food is pizza.
Really? Do you like Fellini's?
I've never had Fellini's.
What?
I love Summit Huskies.
You're from Atlanta. You haven't had Fellini's? We have to fix this.
We do. Because I love Summit Huskies.
Okay.
They're around the corner, so that just probably makes it easier.
What you doing after this? Let's go get some.
I'm hungry, boy. We can go. I'm a big foodie, so I became a Google reviewer.
What?
Yeah.
You're like the one who has like 50,000 reviews completed. You're the one who be checking into places like, all right, guys, so when I walked in, I didn't let...
But that's okay, that goes back to my original thing about finding another stream. I really want to get into being a food blogger or food critic because...
On YouTube. I could totally see you doing that. I think it would be funny as hell.
That's what I want to do, and I follow a lot of those pages.
And there's a lot of people, like even if you didn't want to commit to YouTube, you could start off with TikTok or Instagram.
And that's why I say I feel like that would be, that goes back into, I can't go have this conglomerate of things. I want to be this and then have something else. I'm 29. I can't see y'all not gonna stress me out my whole life. Like, let me do something fun. But I Google review and I was so sad. I missed my opportunity because Google actually invited me to one of their events. I missed the opportunity to go.
Why did you go?
I don't
just
know.
Like a conflict?
Yeah, it was a conflict. So I'm just waiting for them to.
You know what I missed? Do you know who Kevin Lyles is? Kevin Lyles invited me to a YouTube event, and I didn't go. Stupid.
But it's gonna come back around.
Praise God.
So that's what it's gonna come back around. So I said I'm just gonna keep up with the reviews. So I make sure. That's why I need another phone. I don't use up the memory on this phone.
You gonna have 3 phones?
No, but I'm gonna get a new one because when I got this, I was like, I'm not gonna use up 64 gigabytes. Shh.
Girl, I don't even know how you operate like that. Mine's like at least 2 something. I'm gonna get the
Somebody
terabyte
told me, the man looked at me, he was like, 64, what do you do?
Yes, girl. I have so many photos, videos.
And that's why I don't film nothing, then of course content over time.
Yeah.
But I wanna do that.
Okay.
Because I just go and review, so I love to eat.
Can I go with you?
Yeah.
We could do a little episode downstairs.
And I got followers. I was like, oh, y'all following me?
Y'all follow? Okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this. I was like, I need to put more energy into that.
So I want to do merch, right? I want your advice. Like, do you offer that as a service right now? Like, can people pay you to get feedback and coaching? Like, do you have like a Calendly call where people could book like an hour of your time and get advice?
I have a consult. That's why I say I don't market how I need to market on the consulting side. So you can so I can start doing that for people rather than making the clothing line. I can like give you consult, give you the vendor. Depending on the scope of work, I may do it. It's just when it comes to like the streetwear. I think let me be specific. It's streetwear that I need to phase out. Because your logo is simple. We probably just changing thread colors. It's most likely going to be
black and white.
Black and white or left chest, middle chest patches. I can already see how it's going to be straight to the point. It's the ones that be like wanting it to be tie-dye, want stuff going down.
That's a lot. You're doing a lot.
But I support them. So and I have a lot.
I'm gonna release you with love.
What?
Godspeed, child.
I literally had to Godspeed 2 people in the last week. One man yelled at me, so I told him, no. I'm working on my nose.
Okay.
I was not good with the nose because I want to help everybody.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to feel like I'm missing money. Mm-hmm. But when I said no, $2,000 came after him.
Talk about it. I think, there's this cartoon that I've seen online. It's like Jesus asking this little girl to like get rid of her raggedy ass teddy bear. And behind him, he has like, this big teddy bear. You've seen it, right? Mm-hmm. And it sounds like you had one of those moments where it's like, no, we're not doing this. It's not feeding our energy.
And I don't want to and I usually say yes because I want to get a bad review. And then I realized I can't please everybody. Mm-hmm. And I just make sure I didn't do nothing wrong. I refunded a lady, unfortunately, not so long ago because the scope of it, I can already tell it's going to be a headache. Mm-hmm. And I just had to let it go.
All money is not good money.
I hear that a lot, and it never clicked until recently.
Same. I had a client, and I made a lot of money off the client, several thousands of dollars for a few weeks of work. But really, it was if I had to quantify, maybe 20 hours of work for almost 10 grand, which was great. Mm-hmm. But ooh, Lord, the stress. And I was like, I don't want this kind of money.
The Lord made you work for that money.
What? Everything was so painful. And that taught me the importance of making sure that you're picking your audience, the people that you're helping, you have to interview them as much as they're interviewing you, right? Because there's energy transfer and some people will suck the life out of you. So I 100% agree with that.
Yes, I'm learning to definitely be, again, intentional with who I work with because that's why I actually have a list on my phone, it was on my computer too, of people to refer people to for certain things. Like, can I do it? Yes. Is that my scope of, is that my expertise of work? No.
I love that. To help to turn your no into a yes. It's like, yes, I will help you, but no, not in the way you're asking. Let me give you to somebody else. I love that.
Like Greek stuff. Mm-hmm. I can do line jackets if I really wanted to. I know a guy who does it all day, every day. Go to him.
Yeah. Because that's not your ministry. You
that's
don't
not my scope of work. Mm-hmm. He can get it done way faster because he has the equipment to do so. So, and same thing. People come to me and be like, people refer people to me because of the work. I'm like, and I'll message them, I'm like, you could do patches. They're like, but you do that all the time. Mm-hmm. We do this. So learning to really hone in on this is what you want to do. This is who you serve.
I love that.
To make it effective and efficient for you. Because we try to do so many different things because we can.
But doesn't mean you're doing it well.
In your time.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
So, but that's learning in this last quarter, going through that, I'm like, yeah, nah.
So we're going to have to interview again at the end of the year and see how things are going.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm just doing City of Atlanta stuff. I'm just doing polos
City
all
of
day.
Atlanta.
Just doing
Decatur
polos.
is not Atlanta.
Don't do, oh my God. Yeah, that song irritated me. Like, yes, we know that's not Atlanta, but I lived in all the parts. Mm-hmm. So I'll be like, yeah,
I'm from Atlanta. Who gonna check me, boo?
That's how you just ask what school you went to. That's how everybody is. What school you went to?
Oh, okay. I can tell how real from Atlanta.
I went to a school in Atlanta, but then I went to school in Forest Park.
Forest Park?
Forest Park, sorry. Forest Park.
I've never heard it said like that. That's funny.
That's how I learned how to say it.
Okay.
Riverdale.
I used to live in Riverdale.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the old stomping ground. I'm there now. And I've had family in Decatur, Union City.
You've been everywhere.
Atlanta big. Metro Atlanta is mostly Georgia until you get to Macon. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so plug your stuff in so people know where to come and get stuff from you. And seriously, if you are a smaller entrepreneur and you're trying to get started, before you wrap up and you close that door, I definitely think that you should get in with Destiny because there's not a lot of places that will let you make 1 or 2 pieces to try something out, even if you need it for a brand shoot or whatever. So before she fully transitions, lock in with her. Get to her website.
And I'm such a sucker. You could give me a good sob story. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this one.
Okay.
But yes, you can find me. I'm on IG all the time. But IG at House Called Hue. I answer my DMs, which I also realized was not a thing. Mm-hmm. I answer DMs.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised when we were talking before I got your number, and I was like, oh, this is just you. I just knew that you had somebody else, but it's just one woman show.
I be on there, DM, or on my website at housecalledhue.com.
Okay.
And then people can submit a quote there.
Nice.
I don't even know what that website looks like. I don't even
Girl.
When I had paid for it, I was like, oh, well, that's done.
That sounds good. It's done.
It's done.
Right.
I just update the quote form if I need to. But yeah, I'm mostly on there. I'm trying to get on TikTok for real. TikTok funny.
Yeah. So the next time I interview you and you're like a guest again, I need you to have started your consulting thing for real and like marketing it. Okay. I need you to have started your TikTok at least.
I started it. I just don't post on there like I should.
That's what I mean. Start to post regularly.
I will. Okay.
We'll give you points for starting it, but I need you to be like, consistent. And I need you to invite me with you when you go to get these food. We're going to practice right now. Because I'm a supportive friend, we're going to make sure we practice eating at new places right now. Okay?
Okay.
And, but yeah, it was so wonderful having you on the pod. Looking forward to seeing the other additional partnerships. And y'all, at the time of recording, I don't have the merch, but we are working on something really special. So I'm hoping to include that in a drop. So stay tuned.
Yeah, then I'll have more space to get it done because I'm moving.
Yes. And yeah, you need to have a new space next time we interview.
Oh, well, I've already signed the lease. Yeah.
What?
I'm moving in May.
Oh, that's what you said. Okay, so you signed the 3-year lease. So, and at the end of 3 years, you're going to purchase a space.
Yeah, that's because I'm leaving Pittsburgh Yards, which is sad, but I have to go because I need more space. And then I start moving April, and then I leave Pittsburgh Yards May 1st, and then a new place, new journey.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
That's nice couch. I like this couch.
Isn't this couch nice?
I like this couch.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll check you out later.
Yes.
Peace.